While Sean will get ready, everyone. Ah, great.
Okay, fellow Toastmaster and the most welcome guests, welcome to the advanced #Elden Speaker 290 meeting. My name is Sean, and I am the search on for today's meeting. Before starting the meeting, there are 3 ground rules we need to follow. First, please stay mute until it is your turn to speak. Second, we encourage you to turn on your camera for wonderful audio interaction if you are convenient. Third, the meeting will be recorded. If you are not comfortable to be recorded, you are welcome to turn off your camera, but please stay in the meeting to enjoy and learn as much as you can. Now, let's put our hands together to welcome our present live to the virtual stage.
Thank you to our Sergeant at Arms, Sean. Fellow Toastmaster and friends, how are you? If everyone's doing well. First, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our District 51 Club Grow Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap, our Division P Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Tamizi, our Area P4 Director, Wendy Ong, our club members who is serving in Australia as a Division Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Alicia Curtis, or her Chinese name, Tan Li Hong, I just noticed it. And we'd like to welcome all of our guests who are tuning in today. And thank you to all our advanced #other speakers who are tuning in today. Now, we believe our speaker, Distinguished Toastmaster Lou Beaton, is prepared a lot of special things to wow us in our club meeting today. Now, I'd like to invite our Toastmaster of the Day, our Club Vice President of Education, Distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap, who also has achieved 11 pathway completion, to start the session. Let's welcome her with a big hand of applause and a love for her. Distinguished Toastmaster.
Wow, thank you so much, President Lai, for the very warm welcome. First off, welcome everyone to our very first masterclass for the new term 2020-2026. And guess who is with us? We have Lou Beaton here with us, sharing with us some of the magical tips to wow your meeting, especially with spectacular team. And as a result, we have a very colorful team that you see right now. But to mark this as a very memorable meeting, I'd like to have everyone, if possible, you're convenient, please turn on your screen and with your brightest smile, your most exciting hand gesture, whatever that means to you, and let's quickly take a group photo.
Okay.
We will wait for 5 seconds.
A big
You do
smile.
a hula?
One.
You want to do a hula?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. One,
okay,
two,
hula.
3. Just another one. Well, many.
Another one.
Yes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done.
How exciting. There will be more photo taking session going on. But today, before we kickstart, we want to welcome everyone from all parts of the world. And most importantly, a huge round of applause to our esteemed speaker, Lou Beaton, Distinguished Toastmaster. Let us send her a lot of love with our advanced Northern vibe and certainly the Hawaiian aloha. Let us really have as much fun as possible. So who is Lou Beaton? Let me share with you her accolades. If I were to share with everyone, it's going to take a long time. To make sure that we really acknowledge her leadership in the world of Toastmasters, let me share with you. She has been a Toastmaster for 21 years and still counting. And guess what? She has been a VPE for 20 times. 20 times VPE? How is that possible? She has served in multiple community clubs and certainly different advanced clubs as well. In fact, she is also a member of multiple districts. On top of that, She is also a frequent champion up to district level, certainly evaluation and table topics contest. The scariest contest, I'm sure, for some of us right here. In this workshop, Lou would actually share with us how to think outside of the box, to have more ideas on team meeting, and to be inspired and discover unique ideas and resources so that we can have more quality club meeting and creating more hashtag moments of enjoyment with our members. With this, are you guys excited? If you are, I'd like to have all of you to please unmute yourself and give the thunderous virtual round of applause to welcome Lou Beaton on the virtual screen. Yay! Thank you so much. Over to you, Lou.
Wow, thank you so much. Aloha, everybody. Aloha and welcome to a living workshop. That means we're living out a little bit of the themes just to give you a taste of what it's like. But thank you so much. Gosh, I would just come back here every week to get the warm welcome. Thank you so much. Sometimes you go to online clubs and they're very quiet. So it's always an absolute joy when you come to a club and you feel so welcome. Thank you so much. Yes, I have been a VP probably over 22 times now, because I belong to multiple clubs. So this year I'm VP in 2 clubs, and it is a role that I really, really love. And I particularly love theme meetings. And I have found they do 3 things in particular. 1, they can actually retain your membership, and they can attract members. And you'll also find that they can very much increase your social media presence, which of course we need to get people coming and visiting. In early 2020, I'm sure you're well aware what happened. A certain pandemic meant that Toastmasters gave us an ultimatum, well, not an ultimatum, advice. We needed to go online. And I want to share with you the story of during pandemic, how I had to really shift and grow as a VPE, and what happened from doing that with an advanced club, Stage Time Toastmasters in Sydney. So let me share my screen now. I know very nicely that I have, just give me 1 second. I do apologize. For some reason, my PowerPoints have gone to a different place. No, there they are. My apologies, that's a little bit clunky. So let me just go there, and I'll just move away that little panel. There we go. All right, so as I said, I was VP of Stage Time Toastmasters and Advanced Club in Sydney. We had 3-hour meetings. Can you imagine trying to fill 3 hours on Zoom? We used to do theatre sports and very creative things like this. So what is happening there? Sorry. There we go. So this was my very first meeting when I took over in July 2019. And I was determined to make it a very fun year, have lots of different things and challenge the members. And then, of course, as I said, the pandemic hit. And I did not know how I was going to do this. I'm very confident as a VPE, but everybody was in the same boat. We'd never used Zoom. None of us really knew what to expect. So the very first meeting, I contacted Darren LaCroix, one of the world champions. Stage Time is named after him. Stage time, stage time, stage time is his catch cry. And that was great. First meeting was terrific. We had him. And then I thought, what will I do? Where do I go from here? And luckily, the president at the time was someone you may know, Dale Ann Clark, one of the accredited speakers. And she rang me up, and I will be forever grateful to her. She said, I've got this crazy idea. She said, what if we did this? And where the little arrow is, you can see our entire meeting was run as a TV station live broadcast. What did that look like? We had people like Dale being reporters giving us news breaks. The lady in the top right corner was a Filipino lady doing cooking. She had a camera over her stove as well. And down the bottom there, it was one of our district champions, a very well-known Toastmaster. He was renovating a house. So we did live crosses to him as he was tearing up his carpet and laying down a new floor. I will never forget that meeting. It was so different, so wonderful on Zoom. People were absolutely, totally engaged. And it made me realize that was the way forward for our club. We would keep trying to reinvent ourselves and keep trying to use the technology as best we could. I want to point out there are two types of theme meetings. The one you just saw was a pretty major event with quite a lot of gathering people together and giving instructions. Can't do that all the time. You'll burn your members out, but periodically through the year, they are amazing to gain members and visitors. And of course, there are themes that we lightly weave through a meeting. Today, I'm mainly going to focus on those large theme meetings, but I want you to know that the ideas can be scaled down and they can be woven through a meeting. And I also am very passionate. I'm in 2 online clubs, and I know how important it is that ideas can also be used in online clubs. So don't worry, even if they're face-to-face ideas, I'm going to show you right now how they can change. So this was one of the first big meetings we did after the TV meeting. It was the hotel to stage time. We were a 5-star resort in the Bahamas. You can see our concierge there in the picture. Post-COVID, when we were back face-to-face, we recreated that meeting again, the hotel to stage time, in a live workshop like we're doing now. It was a How to Wow with Theme Meetings workshop. So I just want to show you how you can do that. See how that was online, just as much fun, and then we did it face-to-face. I do want to acknowledge Stage Time Toastmasters, not just for the pictures and the videos I'll use today, but their boundless enthusiasm and their willingness to try new things. I do need to acknowledge them. I want to explain the presentation is in 3 parts, and I want to stress to you the first part is the longest. So don't worry, Patricia, if I get to part 2, you might be going, oh no, the next 2 sections will be as long. They won't be, because we all know to have a successful event, where does the most work happen? Beforehand. It's all the planning beforehand. So these are just some ideas before the meeting. Give people, I'm talking about big meetings, remember. I feel so bad today because I forgot to tell you ahead about the Hawaiian theme, so I'm not practicing what I preach. But generally, try and give members time to embrace and prepare for the theme and build up excitement in and outside the club. I'm so sorry. I've just realized that I didn't turn on my sound. I'm just going to stop the share, then start again so I can get my sound. It's over on the side now, and I often forget. So as I was saying, I like to give people the opportunity to prepare ahead. And there's no reason why you can't have some fun with that as well with your members. So this is something that I sent out to the members to try and get them to dress up for a meeting that was an op shop or a thrift store, a second-hand store. I'm not sure what you call them in Malaysia. We call them op shops here. So this is something I sent out to try and get people ideas for dressing up. Why is that not going now? Sorry, so first of all, this is the theme 10th birthday party. And what I was going to say, I just want to make sure, make it easy for members to dress for the theme. So encourage some soft options, I call them. If you tell me I have to come to a medieval night, that is just so difficult. I'd have to really think hard about that. But when you give me some soft options like this, so people could come as airline crew, you can see a lot of flight attendants there, but they could also just come dressed for a holiday. We can all do that. We can get out our ski gear or our diving gear or just some summer clothes. I just want to go back, make sure, okay, I want to make sure I hadn't missed the video. So this is a video I did. It's very short and sweet. Bear in mind, this was quite a few years ago now, and our skills are probably better now with Zoom and videos. So I hope you enjoy it. This was me having some fun and trying to get the members to do the same. You can hear it? Is it Arnie? I can see you dancing on my screen. I love it. I can see Arnie getting into that little Christmas music there. Thank you. So I just wanted to say to you, just be a little bit careful with very unusual or very specific themes. I know I'm the only person in the world that hasn't seen Harry Potter, but if you were to put me on the spot and ask me a question specifically about something from that movie without some context, I would struggle. So we don't want people to feel awkward with themes. So always make sure that you help them if it's a theme they're not familiar with. I like to tell people not to think outside the box, better still, throw them away. I love to be creative, and I think the more creative you are and the more you encourage your members to do so, they will gain a lot of confidence. Doing things they're not used to doing something different creates a wonderful energy. I would encourage you to do a brainstorming session. Don't just look at what you do with themes, but start thinking what you don't do with themes. Are there things that you're not doing? So one of the things I find, I'm a member of 6 clubs, and sometimes I have to go to 6 Halloween meetings, one after the other, for example. And what I find is when someone changes that a little bit, does something a little bit different, it's a lot more enjoyable and engaging. So I wanted to show you how you can take a very predictable meeting and give it a twist. For example, why make Christmas ho-hum when you could make Christmas a ho-ho, ho-down kind of Christmas? It's a bit of a play on words with ho. We had a lot of fun with that. I will point out in the middle there's Nitay Yair. He had come second in the world, and we hadn't actually seen him or the trophy because of lockdown. So this was one of the first times we actually got to see him. We had a Rumble in the Jungle Christmas meeting. So instead of just a traditional Christmas, we had a lot of fun. We have some people who don't celebrate Christmas, so they were able to hook in to the Rumble in the Jungle side of the meeting more so. And they had a lot of fun. A little clue for you, bouncing balloons make great photographs. We found that out that day. I was getting a bit cross. People kept throwing up the balloons, and then I realized it actually made a fantastic photo. And get your members involved. We'll talk more about this later. That background is actually made of black tape. Can you believe that? Just a roll of black tape. The lady there, Rebecca, made it for us. The other one is the op shop kind of Christmas. Now, you saw the ad. I showed you the video where I encourage people to get dressed up. I do apologize. The video quality is not as good as it could be, but you'll be able to see it okay. Matt, that you saw before, was about to get married, and his wife didn't like some of his clothes. So we like to do a lot of different things. So for impromptu speaking, we did an auction. So in this video, you're going to see a little synopsis of what the meeting looked like actually happening. And you'll notice that we actually try to auction off Matt's clothes. So I hope you enjoy this, just to show you the fun that a theme meeting can bring. So tell me something by a show of hands. I can see you down my side panel. I'm not sure which view you're on. You should be able to see me side by side as well. Put your hand up if that looked like a meeting with a lot of energy. Did you think we had a lot of fun that day? So everybody wore outfits from the secondhand store. The prizes that you saw were very funny things. They had funny names like, I can't think now, but we had just different things, very funny stuff that I bought from the op shop for people to use, and that went down really well. So one of the things that I've learned, now I'm not sure what languages you have in the places that you come from. Here, of course, English is our main language. So we have language sites for people for whom English is the second language. We call it ESL. What I've discovered is if you go to websites that are catering for people from other countries, you're going to find some great themes and some great table topic style questions. So if I go to English as a second language site and type in a theme of, say, home, there are all kinds of discussion questions there that you can use as table topics. I have a very big list of themes, which I've done, and I will pop those in the chat for you later. I'm very happy to give you this so long as it's not taught from or shared. I will give you a PDF of this presentation if you'd like it, so you can look back at things as well. I want to give you a couple of ideas. Two of them are especially for online clubs. I am very passionate about online clubs, but I know we have our challenges, and I think sometimes there's an expectation we're not as good. We are. We're just a different way of communicating, and this club is a great example of a club that's energetic and doing a great job. But these are some ideas for you. When Nitay Yair came second in the world, we couldn't be there. We couldn't go up and give him a hug. We couldn't do anything. So we actually had a full-on party. Now, as everybody, you should know this because there was a big scandal the other day. Has everybody seen Dance Cam, where the camera goes on to people who are dancing at a sports event? Hands up if you've seen that. Do you know Dance Cam, where they go to the dancers? Right, yeah, there was a very big scandal recently, but basically we did dance cam. So they're all actually doing the YMCA. Can you see the hands up there? We were using different cameras. We had a few people on the screen. And something that we did was Dale's idea, unbeknown to Nitay, we organized with his wife. So while he was sitting on the screen with us, we timed it. His wife came in with a bottle of champagne that the club had delivered. So always be thinking outside the square. Maybe you can't be physically together, but if you've got someone physically where someone is, you could always do something like that. You could get something delivered at that time. Have fun with it. This was one of the best days we had, and everybody was uptight during COVID. And just to let our hair down and have a real party was so much fun. This is something I do with my Minnesota club, and they've absolutely loved it. We're going to do it for a third year. We do a social meeting. Whenever there's a fifth Wednesday night, we do a social night. So we just get together, we bring coffee, drinks, nibblies, and it's really just a social night online, but we have some discussion themes or starter questions like where you grew up. Birth order was hilarious. People were talking about whether they were only kids or firstborn. I want to really encourage you. There's a lot of value in having a social night. Of course we do that when we're face to face, but we don't always think to do it when we're online. Another idea for you, yes, it would be a long time on Zoom, but it's doable. You might like to think about doing a boot camp. This is great for bonding your club together. I run an annual stage time face-to-face boot camp, but you could certainly try this online. You spend a longer time together. So we normally meet for 3 hours. For boot camp, we're there from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make a commitment that we'll spend the day together. We do some work, but a lot of it is walking and talking, having lunch. We have some education. We play. This time we had a rapping contest. We got people rapping some music, and that was very challenging for people, but they grew through it because they were having so much fun and doing something different. So that's a couple of ideas for you. Thinking outside the box. Don't just think a theme is something on the paper. A theme day like that could have a theme of club bonding. And there's a picture of what it looks like. You can see one day we had a lot of sporting props there. So one team was doing sport. One team decided to do a dancing theme. This was a theatre group exercise. And you can see how much fun everybody is having. And again, you can still do that on Zoom. You could just spotlight 3 or 4 people who are doing something in a group. The agenda, if you're going to have a special meeting, I'm a big believer in having a special agenda. especially during Zoom, there wasn't a lot going on. So people really liked getting agendas that were a little bit different. It sets the scene, just like when you came in today, the bright colors on the backgrounds, a little bit of a wine shirt here and there. It sets the scene. Use pictures and graphics on your agenda if you can, and you can change up your roles. So you can give them different names. For example, you saw us have the auction. That was our impromptu speaking that day. We've had debates. We've had all kinds of things. I just want to point out there on the right is a lady in red. You might have noticed before in the video, it said Madame Fifi is back. She was a French character that Maria had, this lady in the red had created. So we brought her back and she stayed in that role the whole meeting as the very bossy, very demanding French hotel manager. So instead of our table topics, all of the people lined up on the wall there were guests or staff, and they had 2 minutes to complain to Madame Fifi about what was wrong with the hotel that day, and she had 30 seconds to answer them. So these are very creative ways to get your members engaged and thinking and acting differently. I've noticed when people are in character, they're a lot braver. Often they're a lot braver to try things they may not have tried before. With the agendas, you might notice there those little pictures across the top. That's actually members' pictures. So I stuck some of our members' faces on them just for a bit of fun. I hope you can see it. It says the teacher's pet will ring the bell. We're trying to use the language of the schoolyard. We had timetable changes, which of course is me, that was then the VP, the school captain, and the headmaster was, of course, the person running the show for the day. Another thing you can do online means I've had a pajama meeting. It's quite fun. You can come very casual. And we did this one morning, and I've got a little red arrow there. I just wanted to point out something else I love doing with online clubs. We didn't have a lot of social connection, did we, during COVID? We were all pretty isolated. And one of the things we found helpful, we used to meet half an hour before, and we called it our Zoom terrace. And we would meet and have coffee or tea together and a chat. So that's something else you can do. This club was very welcoming when I came in. I felt like I'd walked onto your terrace and was very welcome. But sometimes you can create intentional spaces where people can gather, just like you would face-to-face, have a coffee before or after. Sometimes you can have a coffee night or a coffee morning before the meeting. Speeches on theme are fantastic. If you can get people on board early enough, it's wonderful when they do that. If that's not possible, maybe the Toastmaster can just find a way to blend that into the theme in the introduction. And I really love having table topics on theme. I'm a great believer in that. We're nearly finished section 1. Promote, promote, promote. Still waiting for my content to go viral without any promotion. I see this all the time. I see people do so much work, but they don't get the word out there. And it's really tragic for me when I see people that do so much work and don't get the visitors, don't get the accolades that they should be getting for being creative and doing something different. I like to make the ads when I was VPE. Of course, it was through COVID, and I am a little much smarter with branding as well, but we had to get the word out. We had to make it interesting to get people to come on Zoom. People were reluctant at first. So we had things like, we had a ski resort, we had the Great Aussie Bush Adventure, we had a film studio. So we were trying to create that energy and create people wanting to come. And there's some of our Christmas party meetings. And we even had an art gallery meeting where people came and we pretended like we were an art gallery. This is rich in metaphor and language, easy to dress up for again. And of course, talk to Patricia how district can help you promote. Use your social medias, use Meetup, use LinkedIn. And as a club, I promise you, if you can get behind this for your club, I used to run the District 70 Facebook, and I did an experiment one day. I put an ad up, a little video I'd made, and I think it got a reach of about 300 or 400. And I begged my clubs, I tagged them and said, could you share this? I want to show you how much you can increase our reach. And when they shared it overnight, the reach went up to 3,000 or 4,000. So please, please, if you put ads up, share them. It will help your club immeasurably. Invite people to come. As I mentioned, think outside the box again. So we had our 10th anniversary meeting was an airport. Remember I said it was an airport. We had people dressed up. This is how we invited our area director, our division directors, and special guests. We sent out a boarding pass. So see how you can think outside the square? When you've got a theme, brainstorm all the different aspects of that. So if it's a farm meeting, you might have wanted to send out something in, I don't know, in a tractor or animals. Think outside the square, because people get so many emails, they get so many things coming in. When you can stand out from the crowd, it's definitely going to help you get noticed, and it entices people to go, what's this about? This looks something different. All right. I know you probably want to break from slides for a moment. Are you up for a challenge, Patricia, Yap, and everyone here? Are you fun people? Tell me you're fun people. Where's Anne? Where's Anne? Because is it Anne or Anne Lee?
It's Alicia.
Because she's been dancing the whole time. So what I'd like to say to you is, when I do this face-to-face, I have a huge screen behind me, and there's palm trees and beautiful drone footage of Hawaii, and there's Hawaiian music playing. When I did this at a District 90 conference, I gave everybody a lei, and we had some really little just cardboard Hawaiian sunglasses. By the time I started, the whole place was in that zone. You can transition people into a theme. You can also do simple things like this. If you're able to stand easily, I'm going to ask you to stand. I'm going to ask you to do something with me. If you're able to stand. If you can't, can you just make sure that we can see the top half of your body? Because I'd like you to do a hula or a sing-along. Are you up for that? Let me have a look and see who's up for that. Is everyone willing to have a little go? Fantastic. So I just have to share my screen again because I have to use a different medium. Just want to make sure you can hear it. Patricia, I won't be able to see. Could you just say to me, it's okay in the beginning, just so I know you can hear and see it. All right, so let me just go back. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's have some fun. Be shy. Just watch the lady and follow along.
We dance on the word shells.
Do your best.
Over and up, make ocean. The sun moves across the sky. This is all to vamp. When I see them, hand to the eyes and ummy. Down, up, and cup, 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 cup. Sweep across at waist. Blow kisses. Make stars and hooky round. 2, 3, 4. And this is like the beginning of the dance. The ocean. Sun moves across the sky. This is all to the vamp. When I see them. And ummy. More than all. Palm down, palm cup, cup. Get ready for the tag. Repeat that last song. Pearly cup, cup, third cup, and close.
How did you go? Was everyone doing that? Because I couldn't see you, unfortunately. Patricia, were they into it? Were they dancing?
Yes, they were having fun for sure.
Yeah, so the reason I show you that's like 2.5 minutes, there are so many things out there that you can intersperse through a meeting just to break it up, just to bring a bit of fun. When I did that at the District 90 conference, there were 95 people there, except for one person. Everybody danced, and probably my favorite moment, and Alicia, I'm not sure if Alicia is still with us, she would know this person, a very senior Toastmaster from, oh God, I've forgotten his name now. Gosh, that's terrible. Melanie Wilson's dad, Gary Wilson. You would know
Gary Wilson, her grandfather, yeah.
He's over 90, And I looked out and he was out there doing the hula. Even the 90-year-old who couldn't walk as well as he used to wanted to do that. So I just want to show you how you can break it up. When you have these themes, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel, there are so many things out there that you could just do. Nearly finished. I'm just going to show you a couple more things on that if I could. Where are we up to? No, that's not it. Sorry, my apologies. I thought my slides would stay open, but they didn't. Sorry, guys. I'll just do that now for us. Sorry about this. I'm just having a little bit of a... There we go. Oh, gosh, I've got the sound again. Sorry, I keep forgetting the sound is in a different place these days. All right, my apologies for being so clunky with that. That screen will move in a second. If people haven't dressed up, I can't say to you enough how important it is to have some props. All right, because some people will come and go, they didn't know, they forgot, and they'll feel more awkward not being dressed than maybe being dressed if everyone else in the room is dressed. I'm talking simple stuff like you'd have in a kid's play box. We have sort of cheaper stores here. We can go and buy little things, even those cardboard glasses. And it is really fun when members stay in character for a whole meeting. So you've seen Madam Fifi, who was a hotel manager. We've had someone stay as a headmaster. What can happen when people do that is they can uncover a really great character for a humorous speech. So if you've got a humorous speech and you thought, oh, I'd love to be this person or that person, you could just do that for a whole meeting and you will probably unearth a lot of humor and get some feedback from people as well. So there's a couple of characters there. That's supposed to be Greg Norman, the golfer down the bottom left corner, but don't tell him. I don't think he'd be impressed, that impersonation of him at all. Don't miss the pictures and videos. I cannot tell you how many meetings I've been to where people do amazing things and they don't take any pictures of it. They're not leveraging all the hard work they've done. If I say one thing to people, put it on your agenda, even photo opportunity, or better still, assign 1 or 2 photographers, especially if you're face-to-face and you're having a break and you're walking around the room. Get those pictures, those candid pictures as well. You can always put 2 or 3 people on the screen to take some group photos online. It doesn't have to always be the big photo. Sometimes it's great to have a couple of close-ups. And the biggest question, this is from my background of doing the social media for 5 years for District 70. This is a question worth having. Maybe someone who's doing that discussion program in the project in Pathways. What story of your club will your pictures tell? Do you look fun and friendly, inviting? I can't believe how many people put up pictures. They look quite like they're not having a good time. Not a good look when you're trying to get people to come. So be really mindful about who you are as a club. I'm going to presume most of you belong to other clubs. Be mindful of what you want to capture in your photos. Get your club members involved. I know it's probably a little harder online, but someone could design a beautiful background for your theme. You could come up with some unique roles to give people. And if you're low on numbers, ask other people to come in. Use your contacts. Use your contacts. Use a few other people. Just say, I'll come and help you as well. But if you come and help us, we'll come and help you. So don't let size, although this club is very healthy and vibrant, you probably don't have that problem, but some people really do. Listen really intently to your speeches. And if someone has a passion, act on it. So in my Jackpot Toastmasters Club, believe it or not, we didn't have 1 or 2, we had 3 people who had been flight attendants. And I also have a best friend from Stage Time who's a flight attendant. So we ended up having an airline meeting again inside the plane with not 1, not 2, but 4 attendants having different roles at the meeting. So involve other people, especially if they're passionate about something. Use it because you'll draw them out of their shell and you'll probably find they get more and more involved. So Rebecca is a great example. She's very artistic. She loved doing this. This was her favorite thing, was to decorate the place. So we let her run with it. And as I mentioned, Dale was a great ideas person. I'm so glad that I listened to her because it set in chain the most wonderful 3 years for our club. We actually didn't decrease. We increased by 6 members and we had the 2nd highest retention in our district. And I will say wholeheartedly, I think that's because we had theme meetings that were engaging and fun, but more importantly, we gave people reasons to come along. They had roles to play and things to do. I do these very simple, they're very basic. I bought one last time for the Hawaiian night, but we have these fun little picture frames. So again, you can still do that where you are. You can make something even that clicks together, different screens, have fun with it. Think outside the box again. What could you do to make your photos really fun? Maybe you all bring the same color hat one day. Maybe you do a black and white one for a change. I did a black and white reel once of pictures put together and it went really well. Use your props in the picture. So on the left, somebody, my props are on the right there. Sorry, I had the safari hat and I had binoculars. We had a lot of fun making pictures like that. But on the left, someone brought that crocodile or alligator. It was used the whole meeting. People were picking it up as a prop in table topics. Use your props, okay, because you get great pictures. As I mentioned before, you can value add. You can find things on theme that are fun, but you can also add in educational moments. So down the bottom there, when we're all new on Zoom, we really didn't know what to do. Study mime. So that person is creating a wall they're pushing against. If you all put your hands up right now, show me how you push as if you've got a ceiling above your head. Just put your hands up. Where's your ceiling? Just push on that ceiling above your head. Yeah. So my encouragement for you is go in Toastmasters, of course, but go beyond Toastmasters. The top one there is how to breathe from opera singers. You can have a theme meeting where you just look at breathing techniques and other things we can learn from other, not just genres of speaking, plays, movies, singers. Be playful when you go out there. And part 3, of course, is pretty simple. You got to let people know it was fun. Don't just tell me it's fun before the event. Maximize it. Put little videos together. Put little pictures together. And you can use those pictures to show people. Remember I said, what story does it tell? Those pictures you take today at your meeting become your future trading for getting people to come to your meetings. I will look back. If I'm going to visit a club, I look back at their social media and I quickly get a sense of who they are from the pictures. So I hope that was helpful. What I thought I might do now, so this is a little longer. These days I would never do longer than a minute, but I just wanted to show you a little recap we did because it was lockdown. Everybody was looking for things to do. We were just trying to have fun and show what we did. So I'll just show you what the hotel to stage time meeting looked like online. And you can see people's sense of humor coming out with some of the pictures.
Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the bamboo come to play. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the bamboo play, mama. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the bamboo play, mama. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the bamboo play, mama. Clear the way when the piano come to play. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the bamboo play, mama. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the rubber come to play. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the bamboo play, mama. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when Boruku break away. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the bamboo play, mama. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the bamboo play, mama. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the bamboo play, mama. Clear the way when minister come to play. Clear the way, clear the way, clear the way when the bamboo play, mama.
So that's it for me. I know there's a lot of information that I'm very happy to PDF the presentation so you can go back and have a think about some of those things. But in my experience, I know that we grew as a club our members became more creative. It flowed onto their public speaking and their competitions. There was a renewed confidence in the club. So we didn't actually go backwards. We went forwards during lockdown because we made our theme meetings opportunities to push ourselves, to have fun, and it did really extend our social media reach as well. So that's it from me. I hope you have fun, and I hope you've learned how to wow a little bit more. You already wow, but I hope you've learned a little bit more about how to wow with theme meetings, to get your members, to keep your members, and of course, to have fun and get people out there knowing what a great club you have. Aloha.
Aloha. Wow, that was a fantastic meeting. I'm really excited actually over what we can do for our future meetings. Let us all give a huge round of applause, a thunderous round of applause to Lou. And if I may, I want to invite all of you to please unmute yourself while we get our SAA get ready. We will actually do the FAQ later on because we want to keep the program running. So I'd like to invite all of you to please unmute yourself. On the count of 3, 2, 1, everybody say, "We love Lou." All right, give a lot of positivity, a lot of love, for Lou has given us so much, so many different ideas, right? Okay, great. Now that we are all ready, on my count, 3, 2, 1.
We love Lou. Lou. We love
Yay!
Lou.
In your own language now. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
我爱你。
爱你 Lou.
Saya sayang you.
Saya cinta.
Saya cinta you. Lou, this is Bahasa Malaysia, Malay language. Yes. Thank you so much. All right, let's get ready. Our SAA, whenever you are ready, feel free to send our appreciation to Lou. Yes. Little surprise for you, Lou. Thank you so much for giving us so many amazing ideas. Keep your questions coming in. FAQ. Our president will take over very shortly. Great. I know some of you have some questions, so feel free to also type in the chat box so that DTM Live can read out your questions. And then later on, we have another round, of course, by Sui-Sin. Great. Whenever you are ready, SAA.
Yes, look here. 1, 2, 3, smile. Wonderful, done.
Great. We want to acknowledge all our esteemed speaker as well. Yeah, we have the certificate of appreciation that we just prepared for Lou. I will give you a bit of time. All right, so why don't we get Lai to jump in and to just pick out 1 or 2 questions because of time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you to our Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Patricia. And I believe we have some burning question or wow question from the audience. There is one from the chat box, and Gary asks, what is your process of choosing a theme for the normal weekly meeting? The one doesn't need to plan ahead.
Yep, your me to answer. Is that correct? I'm on now, yes?
Yes.
Yep. So what
Yes.
one of my clubs in Las Vegas does, they let the Toastmaster of the day choose the theme, and it's up to them. Then they use a toast host. So through toast host, they will let people know. We try to get people to sign up at least 2 or 3 weeks in advance, so people do have a little bit of warning. That doesn't have to be a theme that means dressing up. Today, we had a visit from Ed Tate, who was testing some material for the convention, and our Toastmaster decided to do the history of storytelling. So they just weave a few facts or images through the meeting. So that would be one suggestion that seems to work quite well. I'm not sure. In most Australian clubs, the VPE tends to be setting the theme, but that's another idea that I could offer to you. I hope that's helpful.
Thank you, Lou.
Some people use the calendar. You know, there's a calendar with lots of events that are happening on different days of the year. Some people do that. Some people just pick up something that's topical. So if you have a festival that's happening at the moment, you might want to talk about that.
Yeah. So most important thing is plan ahead, look forward for the themes. And there are some clubs that they let what we call the Toastmaster choose the theme that when they lead facilitate the meeting. Now, anyone from the would like to ask any question? Please just unmute yourself. Don't be shy. Do we hear? Anyone?
May I ask one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. In our previous meeting, the VPE only choose the theme of every meeting. Like she just choose herself for like 6 months. But in some of the meeting, the Toastmaster of the day choose the theme. So who should choose the theme to cover the whole, like, yeah, the different tastes? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that comes down to communication. I think we just had our first meeting doing the club success plan, working out who's doing what, and we spent time making sure everybody knew who was doing what. So in our club, Jackpot, the one we did this morning, as VPE, I can plan some special meetings. I can organize guest speakers, but the general assumption is that if there's not something really special planned, it will go to the Toastmaster of the day to set the theme. I think it's just good communication. I would hope that I'm always open. The more we did those themes through lockdown, the more people started coming up with other ideas. So I guess it's about open communication. I can imagine someone might feel frustrated if someone's planned the whole year and they've got an idea. I guess it's always good for the executive committees to take the ideas to the exec, and then maybe the exec can decide. Maybe a couple of those meetings could be, yeah, so you keep everybody happy. You keep the VPE with all their visions, and then you keep hopefully some space for other people to have their say. Because remember, what we're looking for in these theme meetings, it's not about one person doing it all. We're looking for buy-in. The more other people are involved, I think the more people grow. So that's not to say the VP hasn't done an amazing job for 6 months, but you also want to encourage other people to come in. And I think if people get a taste of running theme meetings, maybe they'll step into the VPE role. Maybe they'll say, it's pretty good running a meeting. I might take on the role next year. So that's just my thoughts. Does that help? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it's
Lou.
helpful. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any question more from the floor? Anyone would like to ask Lou? Yeah, Cole, please.
Can I ask you? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
My club, the community club, for the past 36 years, but we never had a team for our meeting. So what do you suggest?
You mean to start with, or?
My culture, in my club culture, we never had any team.
So I guess what I would say to you again, just go and talk to people, start soft. I wouldn't try and make them do a huge meeting because they're just going to go, it's too much work. What I found, I used to run a club and a charity, and I had a lot of people with different mental illnesses and different capacities. And I just found that very relatable topics are good to start with. So everybody eats, so food is a good one to start with. Maybe you could just have some table topics on food. Ask if a couple of people could do a speech about restaurants or food. Maybe you could just start softly and say, could we try this? Could we have a little topic and maybe just do a couple of meetings? But I wouldn't go for the big meeting because they'll just go, it's too hard. But maybe you could just ask, could you be Toastmaster? You have this idea. You might like to introduce a theme. Could be a country. You could just talk about a country and something like that. That would be my suggestion. You talk. Are you on the executive? Cor, are you on the executive?
Yes, I'm the system.
Okay.
Yes, I am the president.
So just take it to the executive and ask them would they like to try something new. Not every meeting. You could just do once a month. Why don't you just say once a month? Could we try having a little theme? We'll do it for 6 months and see if the members like it. But try and tailor it to something very general that every member can. A very popular one is TV and movies. Everybody has memories of favorite movies and TV. That's often a very funny one that people get into. So, or childhood. A lot of people like talking about toys and games they used to play with, something that's It's common.
Yeah.
But
Great.
having said that,
Okay.
been going for
do
36
we
years, you're doing
incorporate the
something
team
right.
for during table talk? We are going on. Okay, so how can we incorporate our team into the meeting or into the speeches or into the table topic? Do
Yeah, you
we
just tell
incorporate
people
it
and
into
encourage it.
the
Yeah,
whole
I'm going to put the PDF. I'm going to put the PDF of what I
Mhm.
just talked about. If you go back through that, you'll see some
Mhm.
places, you know, like dressing up or table topics. You could ask your table topics master to do the theme. You could encourage people to put different backgrounds. So there are a couple of ways you could do that. But start slow and make it fun, because if you're not enthusiastic,
Okay.
you've got to be enthusiastic about it and find a couple of other people that
Mhm.
will
Thank you.
yeah. Lead by example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
the
for
question. Please try it with your club and let us know how it works for you. And if able to, invite us to attend your meeting as well. As we'd like to be there for you as well. Thank you,
yeah.
fellow Toastmaster.
Yeah.
Now,
Would like to. Yeah. Thank you.
Now I'd like to invite back our Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap for the appreciation session. Pat?
Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Lai. Now is the appreciation, so we'd like to invite our SAA, Shan, to play the slides. Very special slides.
Okay, wait a moment.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. We will have another session going on because I know a lot of us still have questions for Lou. Lou, is it okay for you to stay slightly longer? Yes, great. And then later on, Suisin will take over. With this, thank you once again, Lou, for leading us this fantastic topic, how to wow with team meetings. Let's spotlight Lou and also President Lai.
Oh, okay. That's the first one.
And I'll just pop those, if you just wait, I'll pop those two things in the chat for you in just a moment, the theme list as well.
Diana, can you help me?
Yes. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Give me your best smile. 1, 2, 3. Right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Deanna, our very, very dedicated club member as well. This is the appreciation and acknowledgement. Thank you, Lou, once again. We learned so much from you and we're so happy. Yeah. Once again, let's spotlight Lai and Lou and all the role players.
Okay, and the role players. Okay.
Sean, move back to the previous certificate first.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's do the appreciation first.
Yeah, let's do the certificate.
While Lou and Lai still be spotlighted.
Yes.
Sean, the previous.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Hold on now.
Keep going, honey. I'm still going.
Ready?
Yeah.
Smile. 1, 2. Oh, hold on.
Sean.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Presentation
Relax,
mode.
relax.
Relax.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Smile.
Yes.
Got it.
Got it?
Okay, the next one is the role player.
Let me spotlight.
We have to spotlight you too, actually. Deanna, you have been helping us. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sean. Looking for.
Sean.
Sean. Spotlight.
Sean.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody ready now?
Hand.
Smiles. So wide. I can see your teeth. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oops. Okay, got it.
Great. Now it's the world, everyone. With a different pose. We just love taking photos. Remember, do a very energetic one to lift up your spirit, and certainly for the next 340 over days, the energetic pose.
Okay.
We are so happy our
energy,
sister Alicia is here
energy.
too. Yeah.
Energy.
Energy.
All right.
Energy.
Keep
Both
your energy
hands.
pose. Front face to the camera. 3, 2, 1. Cheese.
Yes.
Got it.
Thank you. Over to you, President Lai.
Thank you to our distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Yap. Now, for this next session will be the Ask Anything session, and this session will not be recorded. Sean, please stop the recording for this session. Now, I'd like to invite
Okay.
our Vice President